This is Lee with 82 Game and 12 on YouTube channel Sons Liberty 75. This will be video 5 of my playthrough of Fighting Formations, Grossdeutschland Divisions, Battle for Kharkov. Scenario 16, Tigers. And we've just completed one complete turn. And so we now have reinforcements. The Soviets have some tanks coming in. They've got a KV 1B. They've got a T-3476C and another T-3476C. And they're all squad size units. So I believe they're considered individual tanks. And so they will be coming in somewhere along this area from this hex, and they could also come in all the way over here to the other edge of the map. So they've come in anywhere along that border there, which, let's see it. I don't recall what direction that is. I don't see the compass rose on here anywhere. The system is designed or was designed by Chad Jensen. This game is designed by Brian R. Van Nortwick. Came out in 2018. It's a module for the original Fighting Formations, which was titled Grossdeutschland Division. Motorized Infantry Division. So I'm gonna take that down. And let's see, one thing I needed to do was for these Tigers, they had moved, and in this scenario, anytime a Tiger moves 1 to 5 movement points, or uses 1 to 5 movement points, you roll 1d10. And if you get a 10, then the unit becomes immobilized. If you roll a 10, that can really affect the overall outcome of the scenario. And then we have, if they move more than 5, or use more than 5 movement points, they have to roll 2 10-sided die. So I was using, let's see, I did assault, which they were able to move, fire and move, basically, as assault. You fire and move, melee with vehicles, but we don't have any vehicles. We just have, well, I guess, I guess that would be a tank would be a vehicle. Let me look at that. I believe, let's see. see what they're. Okay, yeah. That's considered, tank is considered a vehicle. A gun, okay, have a leg speed. Vehicles have track or wheel speed. Okay. All right, so let's roll for these tanks, these tigers. See what happens. We're going to roll for this one first. I got a 1. Then this one over here. I got a 1. Okay, so no effect. I just have to remember to do that. And then we're pretty much ready here. With these tanks coming in, I wanted to show a few things. We've got this magazine that I picked up. Tanks, Battlefield Monsters of World War II, Bringing History to Life is the name of the I guess publisher. Well, it says Bonnier Publications International. Let's see what we got here. So it's just the company is bringing history to life. And so I've had this for some time now. And what I wanted to talk about was we've got those tanks coming in. And we've got like the tactics that were used. So we talk about, let's see if we have the breakdown of the company size. No, not here. So a German platoon, okay, would use a caterpillar method in tricky terrain when working with attacking platoons. So you have the platoon commander, platoon 1, and then it should be the platoon. This should be platoon 2. This is platoon 1 down here. So what happens is platoon 2 advances down. Okay, so it's adjacent. And then you have the advance of platoon 1 with the commander, and they're supporting, and then they advance. And so it's just a slowly here, advance support. And so they just keep moving forward in that pattern. So that's something that the Germans would use. And wanted to show a couple other things here. So here's the, we've got these 34 T-34s, and This is showing those T-34 76s, 1942 model. Gives us the armor thickness on the hull and on the turret. And it says the Soviet turret was often poor quality. When a shell hit the tank, the turret was torn off and shrapnel flew around inside the hull. One thing that was good about the T-34 was the engine, okay, and also the way that I think the tracks were wider. They could move on terrain that a Tiger would begin to sink in. And they also had a much further range. But they had their disadvantages, which if you look here, there's no cupola. So the only way that the commander will get a better view is by opening the hatch and sticking his head out. So he didn't have a cupola where it sticks up above and there's little slats in it where he could look out all the way around, 360 degrees around. There was slats around all around the cupola. So the T-34 didn't have that. And this here shows the sight that the gunner would have while he's looking and aiming. And then on the battlefield, this really shows you something here is, okay, so the T-34 is in the middle here, okay, and for they to get a hit, a kill, basically, against a Tiger, the Tiger has got to be way up here, 200 to 300 meters away, while the Tiger can kill this 34 from 2,000 to 1,100 meters away. It's a big disadvantage for the T-34 against the Tiger. So here we have this we've got the back of a T-34 there, and so here's the Tiger, and it was king of the battlefield. It could take a lot of punishment, but it could also dish out horrendous damage. Now, it had angular construction with only slight slopes in the armor plates on its hull. It didn't have the strongly inclined frontal armor present on the T-34. And its German copy, the Panzer, was instead a development of the Panzer IV and was already on the drawing board before the Germans knew of the existence of the T-34s. So, but one of the big issues was with the Tiger was the maintenance that it required. That and the fact that when it came from the factories, they broke down. And so they required a lot of maintenance. And they were so heavy that they would sink in soft terrain. So they ended up many times having to stay on roads, which really hurt their maneuverability on the battlefield. So, and let's see here. I think I've got a picture here. Let's see. That's a Panther. I was looking for something else. Thought I had a Tiger. Let's see. Yeah, talking about the Tiger. Built for victory, it was expensive and only 1,300 units were ever produced. But the Tiger I achieved legendary status on the battlefield during World War II thanks to his heavy armor and powerful gun. But there was only 1,300 of them ever produced. So, the big disadvantage that the Russian tankers had was the lack of training. They were a lot of times thrown into these tanks without much training. Not only that, but each tank, the T-34s, when they were coming off the assembly line, none of them were exactly the same. So if you were in one tank and then you transferred to another tank, things were a little bit different in that tank. So there's the T-34-76. And it says the well-sloped armor was good, and the 76 millimeter gun could fire a useful HE round in addition to the AP. The two-man turret, however, was badly designed without a cupola and with hand-traversing gear only. So the turret had to be turned by a crank, while the Tiger could be turned with a crank or hydraulically with a pedal on the floor. So the Tiger could traverse its turret much faster than the T-34. And here's the KV-1 tank. It had a range of 200 miles. So there we go. There's some information about the tanks. And let's see here. Let's see. I know we have a map in here concerning here we go. So here's a map, okay, of the Kursk campaign, Citadel. And so we got Stalingrad's down here. Okay, and then here's Kharkov, and then north of there would be Kursk. And the black here would be the Soviets. The Soviets attacks all along the line there. So, all right, let's get started. Enough of the stuff there. We've got all right, we'll take a look here. We still have the air support here, but we have some things we have to do at the end of a turn, and I haven't done those yet. We have the sniper, okay, and the sniper's on the Russian side. So I got to go to the. I need to do that. Let's see where that's at. That's the orders we're looking for. sequence of play. Okay, so we have advance, we have sudden death. We don't have to worry about sudden death. Smoke depletion, we didn't have any of that. Sniper activity. The player whose side of the sniper markers currently face up counts the total number of active enemy command markers, selects one of them, then rolls 1d10. If the result is greater than the count, there's no effect. If the result is less than or equal to the count, the opponent must choose one, either eliminate the chosen command marker, or permanently lower his command and key level by 1 to a minimum of 0. So, let me turn that. The Russians have the sniper, and the Germans have, look out here, you may not be able to see, but they have 3 command, two command markers. This one here, and this one here. So we roll 1 die. We got a 9, so no effect. If we had rolled a 2 or 1, then we could eliminate a command marker or reduce the command and control range of all the German command markers. That didn't happen though. So we do the regroup. So we move all command markers in their pending command box to their available box. Then remove all tactical command markers from the map, placing them in the pending command box. And then we flip all active mission control markers to their tactical side, which I've already done. No? Let's see. Yeah, I have. So if you look out here, close up on one. It's now flipped over to its tactical side. Reinforcements. Okay, so the reinforcements, any map edge hexes marked in brown. So, now we pull back a little bit. So all along this edge here, closest to the camera, we can put these Soviet tanks in one of those hexes. So I think we want to put them right here where these tigers are. But I think we're going to go here, here, and we've got to stay within, we've only got one more command marker, so we've got to keep these guys close. They can't go too far away. The range is only 2. So I could put it here. And we're going to put this, they do get to go first. They've got the initiative, so I'm going to drop that there. And now, I believe we're ready to get going. We've already reseated the orders, so we're ready to continue. All right, so we look here. We've got the initiative marker on 7. And the Russians want to be able to attack. And one thing is, these reinforcements have a special ability, which is going to be a special ordnance. That's actually in the playbook of the original game. So it's APCR munitions. And I think I talked about this in the last video. So they've got to discard one asset from the hand to use it. It's got to be fresh and at a range of 8 or less hexes. And it can only be used once per attack. But it can lead to increased firepower, or basically penetration is what it's doing. So and at a core of dense hard material, tungsten, surrounded by a lighter shell of aluminum alloy. The overall lighter weight allowed for a higher velocity. The kinetic energy of the shot was then concentrated in the core and hence on a small impact area, improving penetration of the target's armor. There we go. So for the Soviets, they're going to have to use, they want to fire. And that's going to cost, they're going to have to use a 5. So they're going to have to pull this over. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they're going to bring this down to the fire. And that's what they're going to do. And they're using this APCR. Munitions. And let's see, so being 2 hexes away, that's going to be +7. 3 hexes away is +6 to the overall firepower. All right. Now, I don't want to use that. And let's see, we're at 2. So it's not here. I could fire here at these guys that are out here in the open and with a lot of these guys. But it's going to cost 1 for each one that fires, and that's going to put us over the amount. But These guys are getting activated. That'll cost 0, but the rest of them would cost something. But I want to fire with this this unit here. He's going to fire. He's going to fire at these grenadier units that are approaching. And then I think I'm gonna have to, I need to move, probably need to move some guys up to support those guns in those entrenchments. So actually, see, they're in the entrenchment. I should have the entrenchment on top. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. If you put them on top like this, they're considered not in the entrenchment. But I don't like blocking all the information. So I know, you know, that they're in the entrenchment. But for you guys in the video there. See, this guy, he's in the entrenchment. Okay. All right, so that's all we want to do, and that's going to cost, firing this guy's going to cost another initiative point. So now we're at 1. Now they could go with 1 more because they've got the fate card. So I could fire someone else at but of course they're going to get return fire, but that's all right. I guess I'm going to fire this other artillery. They've actually got a higher strength. They've got an 11. This unit's got a 12. That's all we're going to do. So that puts the initiative at 0, and the Soviets still have it. So they're still going to get to do something again before the Germans do. All right. So we're going to fire right here at these Germans, and we're using this mortar battery to use that special ability, that APCR ammunition. So they're going to get a +7 to their fire strength. Okay, which puts them at 20. So their fire strength is 20. And they are firing still into the flank. I mean the frontal armor. So the strength there is 29. Whoa. 29. But if we get a high roll from the Russians and a low roll from the Germans, then things could work out. They're not adjacent though. So we're rolling 10s with a hindrance of just the 1. the natural 1. All right, we got 2 7s. So that's 14. So we're at 34. So the tiger only needs to roll 34, 6. 6 would be 35. And 11. So no effect. And now the tiger can fire back. And that T-34 is in its frontal arc. So it doesn't have to traverse this turret. Well, it is. It's traversing it, but it's not traversing it. It doesn't have to move to the flank. Doesn't have to fire into the flank. So. And it could pivot, but it doesn't want to pivot. It would pivot if it needed to be able to maybe traverse a little further. Maybe due to terrain or something. So we're firing back. We've got a strength of 29. And it's going to cost to fire back. It's going to cost, if we pull back here a little bit, the command is 1. It's tactical. 1, 2, 3. Within command range, but it's going to cost one initiative to return fire. Unless they put down a mission command. So they're not too concerned because, well, yeah, they're not going to be too concerned because the order matrix, there's not a lot of low numbers. So they're just going to go ahead and give the 1 initiative, spend it, and fire on that T-34. So we've got a range of 2. So let's get rid of this. Okay, so we've got 15. 15 and 24 is 39. The T-34 has frontal armor 26. So we got 39. And 13 is 39. So no effect. They survived that fire. Okay, we got to get rid of this card now. Okay, we'll move over here. Now, this unit will be firing into the flank of that tank, Tiger. So now we've got this going on. And we're going to use an asset card. Okay. So asset card is used because that tank has the A, you can clearly see it. And 1, 2, 3 hexes away. We'll look at our chart here for APCR, and we get 6 plus 6 at a range of 3. So they get a plus 6. So now they have a strength of, what was this guy's strength? 13, yeah, okay. Strength of 19. And we're firing into the flank. So this Tiger, the armor strength is 21. All right. So we got a 6 and an 8. Now we were firing through this rough, so there was a hindrance of 2, but we rolled an 8 and a 6. So the Soviets have 19, that's 27, 33. Strength of 33. Oh, all they did was roll a 7. So that's going to be a hit. And we have an unconfirmed kill. The tank can't fire or move. All right. Get rid of that card. And now we have return fire that can come from this tank. They could pivot and then fire. They would be firing into the frontal. If well, even if they're going to be firing here, like right here, so it's going to be the frontal. So we're going to have the Tiger firing at this KV. KV is going to have a frontal strength is 20. Frontal strength is 23. And the thing is that Tiger, because it's outside of the frontal arc, they've got to either they have a loose arc, so they can shoot without pivoting, which is going to be strength of down 1 die. So instead of rolling 10s, they're going to roll 8s. Okay. And all we have is a hindrance of 1, as the tank's in clear terrain. Okay, so what we have is we've got 9 and 24, but they rolled 15, and they've got 20. So that's 35 to 23. 33. So that, no effect. Okay, so we can turn this one over. But that also cost another initiative. Okay, so we move that initiative now to 2. And now we go over here, and the Russians are going to want to try to take this tank completely out, not give the Germans an opportunity to rally this tank. So they're going to use another one of their APCR rounds, use this asset card, and they're going to fire. So the range, 1, 2, 3, that's going to be +6. They're going to have +6 to their strength. So they're going to have a 19. And they rolled a 2 and a 0. Now the 2 means that it gets lost in that rough. The rough has a hindrance of 2. So no effect. And this Tiger over here is the only unit. No, let's see. This other Tiger might have a shot. This one. It's got to go from center to center. So if we go center here to center here, that doesn't touch that woods. Okay, so this Tiger here, is that where it was at? Yeah, up there. it's within command range of here. So it would cost only one, and they're going to fire. So they've got a strength of 24. And, oh, well, let's see. Yeah, we don't have to worry about, I don't think we had rate of fire. I think we might have had rate of fire. I think this one tiger over here should have been spent on that last roll. So I'll go ahead and put a spent marker. So 24, we're rolling tens. So is that where he was at? He was here. I don't think we do this and this. Well, it doesn't touch any of the woods. I guess I'll call it taking fire. So this is the unit getting fired up. Hindrance of 2, and we rolled double ones. So he would also be spent. Okay, we can flip this tank over. Now we go to these guns. So we have these guns that are entrenched. And so we're going to fire this one here. It's going to fire here. And let's see here. I think when you fire, it's going to affect each counter. If it's if you're firing at a melee unit. Yeah, for each of, let's see, for each of their sighting markers, let's see. And yeah, all the units with morale in the targeted hex. So we have more than one counter there. So that's the danger of not having them in a squad, a platoon, but having them in squads. So I have to roll for, you have to roll for each one. Each defense, they have to roll, each defender has to roll. Same thing with you have more than one tank or platoon. Each counter has to roll. Targeting. Yeah. So, all right, so the gun is firing. They've got a strength of 12. Range of 4, that's within range. So, hindrance of just 1. So they rolled a 7 to their 12 is 19. It wasn't a very good roll. All right, defense. And get my terrain here. So they don't get to, they have no cover. A 12, that's higher. 12 and 12 is 24. And the other one, 9, 21 is higher than 19. So no effect there. And it cost the Russians 1 to fire that. 1 initiative point. So let's turn it over. Put it back here. Then we have this unit firing on these 2 guys. Those 2 units. Which, again, those are 2 platoons. So, okay, range is 2, strength is 11. You use the white box on the left-hand side, bottom. Ooh, 2 9s. 2 9s. That's 18. That's going to be 29. Wow. Okay. Defender on the right rolled 5 and an 8. That's 13. So that one's going to take a hit. And they get suppressed. Can't fire. Let me go back here because I didn't have, see these guys, somebody could have returned fire. I didn't do return fire here. So, well, I'll go ahead and roll over there and then I'll come back to do the return fire. So this unit has to roll. 12 is 24. That's not, the attack was 29. So that unit is going to be broken. All right. So we're going to go back over here to the return fire here first. So this unit here will be the one to return fire onto this unit here that's in the entrenchment. So the entrenchment okay, gives a cover of 3. The hindrance is going to be whatever else is in there, which is nothing. So they fire with a strength of 10, but they do have that L, but they don't want to use that. They have to throw away a card. Well, they got a lot of cards. So let's see here that the L, okay, light machine gun. The fire unit's printed range is increased by 1. That doesn't really help us. So, we won't use that. Okay. Oh, a 2 and a 3, 5. That's 15. That 37 millimeter doesn't have to roll. Well, I mean, with its cover of 3, it's 15. So, no effect with this Grenadier. But they did have to use a initiative point. That moves it to the Soviet 3 box. And then over here, this unit, if he was to return fire, he'd have to roll, but he's got a 15. So, yeah, he's going to return fire. It's going to cost 2 to do it. But he can take that. He could maybe silence those guns. But if I discard, he's got an L. So if I discard, yeah, I can bring him still within his normal range. Extend his range to 4. And I won't have to go down on dice strength. So at 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to discard smoke screen, smoke. This light anti-tank gun. I think we're going to get rid of that. So we're going to use this. So he has an extended range of 4 hexes. And that's all we have. We just roll the dice. All right, we got an 11. 11 and 15 is 26. Now, the defense has an 11 plus 3 for being entrenched. So they've got 14. And they rolled a 15. So that's 29. That's higher, so no effect. Okay, let's turn these guys over. And that moves the Soviet initiative marker to 5. Oh, the other thing is, I've got these. You would pull one of these event markers, okay, and it says dash. See what dash is. Should be dash. The player with initiative may spend 1 initiative to activate 1 unit for an immediate move, advance, or assault order. The opponent may conduct op fire if appropriate. So 1 unit can move for an immediate move, advance, or assault. Well, we want to move somebody. Who do we want to move? No, that's the Soviet unit way over there. Way over in that corner, we've got a tank. And we want to move that tank. So we can move it. We could put a command marker. Well, we don't have a command marker. So it's going to cost 2. But we activate it. It's a T-34 76C. 15. They can move 15. So we want to move in here. Take on. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. 12, 13. Let's see. 13. Now this tank would have a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He gets to right there, they would have a shot. Frontal armor though is 26. So he'd be rolling on a lower die. You're gonna have to just wait. 13, 14, and then 15. And then he's out, and it cost 2 initiatives. So now the Russians are at 3. And we can remove these spent markers. So that's what we're looking at. Okay, they don't have any assets to use. I could do a move, but I think they want to do another fire. They do a move, they would allow those tigers to open up on them. I think they're better off doing a fire. The thing is, they don't have asset cards to use though for their APCRs, and they need that. So I think they're going to draw 2 assets. I think they're going to use division support and give it over to the Russians. I mean the Germans. Now they could do the move. They could do it in advance to melee and try to melee that tiger and to move units into different places. But that's going to cost. but let's do a move first. So the Soviets are going to do a move first. This costs 2. All right. And so we're going to start by moving. We're going to start by moving. Well, melee vehicle. That's not going to cost anything. That's going to cost 2, and we got another 2 over there. So just trying to decide here who we want to activate. All right, so if we activate both of these guys, to move. So I guess it's per unit. So let's move the rifle unit and the machine gun unit. We're going to keep there, and he'd be underneath that entrenchment on top of it. So we're going to activate that one. So that's 2. 1, 2. Activate that one. That's 2. 1, 2. We activate this one. No, we don't activate that one. Or this one. Let's go back 1, 2. Because those are in objectives. We want to activate all 3 of these guys. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe we leave the machine gun there and just activate these 2 guys. Those squads. So let's go back down. And then we have, pull back. So we got those guys over there. These guys are going to activate. Then these guys are going to activate. So that's going to cost 1, 2, 3 to activate. All right, it's going to cost 2 to activate this tank. That's 10. And then these tanks down here, they're going to activate for free. Okay. So now the Germans they're on, the peg is on the number 10 on the German side. So the Germans have 10 initiative after these moves. But of course, it's probably going to go down due to firing done by the Germans. Okay, so this T-34 tank is going to move. So it can be seen by this unit here and this unit, but not any of the German tanks. So got a movement of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to go through that rough is what? 2? Yeah. What I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 8 uphill is 3. So 8 plus 3 is 11. And then 12, 13 to land there. And so this Tiger is now going to fire. At that T-34. Now, this frontal arc goes to here. That one goes there. This one goes out this way. So this unit is not in the frontal arc. The Tiger has loose command. Loose arc. So it's only going to be a -1 reduction in die. But if he goes ahead and pivots, then the T-34 is not going to be able to get in his backside. So he's going to pivot and let's see. Let's get over here. Yeah, he wants to bring it within his frontal. Oh, but if he's immobilized, he just has to. All he can do is, yeah, and he's immobilized, so he can't pivot. But he can fire in his, because he's just moving the turret. He'd want to move the Tiger too, the tracks and everything, the chassis, but he can't. He's immobilized. So it's going to be minus 10, let's see, from 10 down to 8 strength. So we can roll the 10-sided dice and the 8-sided dice. We can just roll it all together. All right. So the fire rolled a 2 and a 1. He's in rough terrain, so that's going to be a hindrance. So not only that, but he's also going to be spent, because his rate of fire is 4, and the yellow dice, 1 and a 2, those are both lower then he's ready to fire. So he's done. And this unit can still move. Now this other tiger could fire as soon as he gets out of this line of sight here. Block this unit if he moves over this way. So let's see, 8 was 11, 11, 12, 13, and we could go 15, or we could go 15, no, what did I say, 11 plus 3 is 11, 14, 15, well, I guess, no, 8, 11, plus 2, 13, 14, he's got one move left. Boom, and he slides to here. All right. And he's done. Next. Well, we know this German unit is, this tank is spent. This unit can't fire. So I can move some of these Russian units up. Of course, they can be fired on these German units off to the side here when they move. So we decide what we want to do here. This guy's under this. No, he's on top. A range of only 3, but he could go to 4. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he goes to there. 3, 4. He could be fired at from this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. We lose an asset card. He would be at a range that he needs to be at. So let's get rid of this smoke screen. So we're going to use this asset card right here for this guy to have an extended range of 4. And the target's in woods. So he gets a cover of 2. Okay. All right, so he rolled an 8. So that's 23. Defense is, woods is 3. No, cover is only, it's 2. So, okay. He got 9, 10, 11, that's 21. So he has to take a marker here. And he's suppressed, so he can't fire. He can still move. That cost 1 initiative because of that command, tactical command. Okay, put that over there. Guess he'll stop right there. Now we go over to these other two units. Maxim machine gun. This other unit is a machine gunner. So they're going to move. I need to stay together. They're going to move all these guys together. We're just going to go, let's see, into that rough is what? 2, 2, 3. And they stop. Okay. I want to move my tanks yet. So over here, we've got a rifle squad that's going to move. One moves to there. And we could discard here. Okay, so this grenadier, we can discard this smoke grenade to give him a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's moving in the open. Oh, we rolled a 4 and a 1. That means the fire was lost in the terrain. So there that goes. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And he also had a hindrance. So that would have meant he would have been spent. I mean, yeah. But his rate of fire is 3, and I rolled a 1. So, well, no, he didn't have, but a natural 1 is always a miss. So he could have ran right up on top of him. Maybe he should have. Well, that's going to allow this unit, this rifle unit, to do that right there, because these guys can't fire. So 1, 2, 3 runs right up there, flips over. Okay. Submachine gun. Well, let's see. This guy could have been fired on from this guy here. So he could, let's see, this woods. Well, let's just say he goes here. Goes here and then here. This unit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He would be rolling on this unit here. They started there. So he's used 2 movement. Okay. Let's put it this way. Yeah. Well, both of those grenadiers could fire. So could that one back there. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. that's going to be rolling 8s. So we can roll 8s against the 10s. And that was a 1 and a 0. Well, the 1 is going to be lost. And so he spent. The other one fires. And we got a 1. He spent. I think I was looking at the wrong dice just earlier. And so this unit back here, let's see, dealing with line of sight, I think. I don't think individuals block line of sight. So, yeah, he can fire. Range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that's 8s against 10s. All right, so we got an 11, okay, against 12. And he's got fire strength of 15 to 8. So that's going to be and he even has a -1 for moving out in the open. So that's going to be a hit. And it is a suppressed, so he can't fire. Okay. And so we moved 2. So he's going to come back here. He's going to go to there and get fired on again from this unit. The range is 1, 2, 3, 4. So he could use a card here. We'll do light battery. Light battery. We'll put that light battery out there, and it extends his range. So it's going to be 10 against 10. And we got a 9 and a 6. 15 plus 15 is 30. And that unit has 10. -1 for being in the open. And we rolled a 7. So that unit is gone and destroyed. Second hit eliminates a unit. And we don't have that card now. So now what we have is we've got this machine gun unit. It moves to here. When he moves to there, he gets fired on by this unit right there. And that's also going to cause the other unit in there to be fired on. So, all right, so if I use another card, let's see, it's only 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's close enough, 3. So just straight up. And we got a roll of 10. I'm going to stop holding that up there. You can't see it unless I show it. So 10, that's 25. There's no, let's see. Okay. So the submachine gun unit moving out in the open. He's not in the entrenchment yet. -1. 16 becomes 15, that's 25. And that's going to be a hit. And that unit suppressed. Now the other unit has to roll. With the entrenchment, they get a +3, so they're at 15. 7, they take a hit. And they are broken. Okay. And so they fired, let's see, they fired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all the way down there. And this unit here fired earlier, so okay, so now we move to the tanks. And this tank moves to here. And when they do that, this tank doesn't have line of sight. The other thing is this tank is spent. So then we can of course turn and move into that woods hex. Let's see. Oh. Well, they can't move into there. They'd have to move here. Here. So that's 1, 2. They could turn. 2, 3, 4. 5. So they go to right there. This tiger can fire at it. So that's in his rear, in his flank. That's -1 die, but because he's adjacent, that's goes back up to +1 die. So we're back at normal. Okay. $15. That's 39. And the defending tank has 23. Ooh, he rolled a 6. So he has to take a hit. And stunned. That cost 1. Okay, to fire this unit now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to stop for just a second. 6. Well, let's see here. I'm just looking for a line of sight. Just want to be sure. Okay, each terrain lists whether it is obstacle or hindrance, but what about units? I think I've seen it in here. Maybe it's at the front. Obstacle, any type of terrain. So I guess there's not. So I guess that tiger there could fire at this tiger could fire at this T-34. Again, he's going to be rolling. He goes down 1 in dice strength. 3 and an 8, so that means his rate of fire has stopped or is spent. So that's 11, so that's 35. And he's firing into the flank. So this unit is going to be at 17. It has a flank strength of 17. -1 for movement, so that's 16. 16 and 13 is 29. So it took a hit. Immobilized. So it stops it right there. And that's all of that order. And so that cost another point there. So they're now down to 3. So the initiative is at 3, if I counted all of that right. They have two more commands here, tokens, that they could have used. Can still use it. Okay, we're going to stop right there. And we've got quite a few units that are hit. And a lot of units that are close to being destroyed due to the fact that they've got one hit. Okay, we'll come back later in another video.